I want to start this video off by saying I don't think subscriptions are the problem. I think it's how easy they've become to simply ignore. You have $10 here, $15 there, another $20 for ChatGPT. Before you know it, you are spending hundreds of dollars every month on things you barely think about or don't use enough to really argue the value of it. And that's really what I wanted to talk about in tonight's video. So if that interests you, feel free to stay tuned. Nobody signs up for 20 subscriptions overnight. It happens slowly. You almost become numb to it. Whether that's Netflix subscription. Oh, there's a new show out. I have to watch it. Spotify. You always got to have Spotify at the gym or driving to work, or just driving around. You always need some sort of playlist. You can't listen to the radio. That's a no go. Cloud storage, if you do that, if you store a lot of pictures that you just want accessed all the time, or storing pictures on your phone in the cloud. Gym membership, I'm really not going to bash on this one that much. If you have a gym membership, like, good for you. If you're using it, of course. If you're not using it, then get your ass moving, guys. Amazon Prime, you got to get the free shipping, or if you're always buying shit off Amazon, you got Amazon Prime. Password manager, even though you can get some free options there. The list just really goes on, honestly. And it's not so much, oh, this is such expensive subscriptions, you need to cancel it. It's really, that whole death by a thousand cuts. Nothing truly feels expensive, when it comes to a $10 subscription or a $20 subscription here and there. But together, if you are a subscription addict, or you just, forget to cancel some, you could be looking at, like, you could honestly build up to a couple $100 a month. And, if you break it down, let's just say it's $250 a month. That's around 300,000 or 300,000. That'd be about $3,000 a year. And, when you sit there and consider, how much these $10, $20 a month subscriptions are adding up, you get to around $250 a month. Then you're looking at $3,000 a year. That realization, or like hearing those numbers, actually like added up together, it definitely surprises people. So I think that was probably the biggest piece of advice in this video. Be aware of what subscriptions you truly have. Like, just watch your bank account for a month and just see what all gets taken out from subscriptions, and just kind of think to yourself, oh, do I really watch Netflix after I watch that show? Or I haven't really been buying a lot of stuff on Amazon, or hey, I don't even play that game anymore, but I'm giving them money every month to keep my membership, but I'm not playing it. Just a little food for thought there. But one of the things that I could think makes it so easy to just okay, here's $10 for a subscription, is the convenience of it. And double-edged sword, though, convenience can be expensive in some cases. And I want to start off this section with, I don't think subscriptions are evil. There are just some tools or softwares or video platforms or whatever the case is, that is useful. If it's $10, I don't have to create my own thing at home. I don't need to create my own like storage system at home, or create my own game so I can play it for free. So I don't think all subscriptions are evil. They're just so incredibly convenient that it becomes everybody's default method. Like, oh, I need a little bit of extra storage, or oh, I really want to watch that new show on Netflix, but I have Disney, I have Hulu, I have Prime. What's another $20 a month so I can watch that Netflix show? I mean, that's $20 a month to watch this one show, and chances are you're probably not going to cancel it because you're like, it's only $20. What's the big deal? I'll keep it for when the next show comes on, or when the next season comes on. But you forget to cancel it. You end up not using it as much because you have Disney, Hulu, Amazon, all these different platforms that you end up using. You may forget about one, and it's just money you're throwing down the drain, to be honest. And I think this really ties closely to, like a monthly car payment, or hearing, oh, well, this car costs $50,000. There's no way I can afford a $50,000 car. I don't have $50,000 to buy this car. Oh, it's only $300 a month. Oh, well, I can afford that, no problem. Yeah, I can take on that car payment and all that interest that comes with the loan. I think people really just stop asking, do I need this subscription? Do I truly need Netflix to watch this show? Now they really just ask themselves, it's only $10, only $15 a month for Netflix, and I can watch the show. It's only $15, no big deal. And I think that mindset is everywhere. And I don't really want to, you can't really blame people. It's just been so thrown down your throat. It's just forced upon you. I think even the new video games, like I heard a couple coworkers talking that the new GTA 6 is going to be like $110, and you don't get a physical copy of the disc. So if you think of it like that, you don't truly own the game. If they ever decide to shut down the servers, or if you can't connect to the Xbox servers, PlayStation servers, whatever, console you play on, you can't play your game. It's just kind of, I think a lot of this is just like a power move, or where like, hey, they can control, what you do. I know when I finished buying out my car, I had, it was an app I could use to, start the car remotely, or I can, lock the doors in case I thought, oh, maybe I didn't lock my doors when I came into work today. I had that up until I decided to buy out the vehicle. And as soon as I did, they made it where, oh, well, if you don't pay, I think it was $20 a month to have this remote tool, we're going to turn it off. So sure enough, a month went by after sending me, notifications. Boom, my remote tool, I can't log in. And even if I could, I wasn't able to, remote start my vehicle, which is insane. Like, you offered that to me this whole time while I was leasing it, and you never mentioned, oh yeah, by the way, this is going to start costing you money if you don't renew it. So I think a lot of things are becoming subscriptions. The mindset is everywhere, and it really plays to the mindset where, well, if it's a $300 purchase, but it's broken down into $30 a month payments, it makes it a little more digestible. So keep that in mind when it comes to, these subscriptions, the monthly, or take the monthly cost and multiply it by 12, and that'll truly give you what you're giving these companies on a year basis. And I think it may possibly change your mind. It may not. Like I said, not all subscriptions are bad. Some are really useful, some are nice to have. But when you have 5, 10, 15, 20 subscriptions that you may not use on a day-to-day basis, getting that really value of what you're spending per month, you could be losing a lot of money in the long run. So kind of already covered this a little bit, but that's kind of what I do, when it comes to like subscriptions, or like certain subscriptions I have. But ways that I try to kind of combat the whole, oh man, I wake up one day and I have 15 subscriptions that I'm paying for and not truly using 15 different services. I will review my subscriptions every few months. So I actually keep a kind of like a notepad on my phone that just kind of explains, or not really explains, it just kind of lists all the subscriptions I have. So currently I think I have a ChatGPT membership, a gym membership. I actually just bought YouTube Premium membership, I think a month ago. I think it was like another free trial. I've used it before, but they gave me another free trial, and I was like, man, I really enjoy this because it helps make YouTube videos. It helps me watch YouTube videos more efficiently, I guess. And it really helps when it comes to listening to music in the gym. That's mostly what I use YouTube. So I guess I really don't have a dedicated music streaming platform. And I actually just, renewed a membership on a video game that I haven't played for a little bit, but I want to kind of dabble in it. But, I will review it every couple months. And if I realize, man, I haven't logged into that game for all of last month, I'm going to go in and cancel the membership because I'm not playing it. So, cancel anything you haven't used recently, whether it's like give it a few weeks or give it a month or two. If you truly haven't used that subscription service, just cancel it. Chances are they'll probably try to give you a discount, or a month later they may say, oh hey, we noticed you ended your subscription, here's a deal we're running right now, and you may be able to get the next couple months a lot cheaper. That's kind of a hack there. One thing is, don't subscribe just because of a free trial. That's probably the main reason I subscribed to YouTube Premium, because I was like, oh, hey, I'll get a free month of YouTube Premium. I use it a lot. I utilize YouTube a lot. And, I ended up keeping it. But to be fair, I guess in my argument's sake, for me to defend myself, like I said, I use YouTube a lot. I watch a lot of videos. I don't really do many streams. I use it for music at the gym, and I use it just to kind of help with this channel and, just entertainment purposes. So I think in that case, I feel I utilize YouTube enough where I can kind of justify the premium subscription. But, as always, to each their own. Someone may argue that oh, that's a completely stupid idea. Don't use YouTube Premium. Or some people will be agreeable on my side. So would love to hear your thoughts if you guys have YouTube Premium or if you just stick to the regular, because those ads are god awful sometimes. Just back-to-back ads that you can't skip. And especially if you're in the middle of a workout at the gym and you have an ad play, boy, it just kills the vibe for that set. And, as always, just circling back to it, remember that even the $10 a month subscriptions will add up. If you have 10 $10 subscriptions, that's $100 a month. That's a lot of money. So a lot of money you could put elsewhere, put into your emergency fund, put into investing, put into a high yield savings account. So at least you're getting some value from it, paying off a car payment, paying off any sort of student loans, paying off your house a little faster. I think it is a very important thing to at least keep in the back of your head, because, I think it'd probably be very, very rare to find someone that has no sort of monthly subscription. I guess you could even argue a phone payment is a monthly subscription because you're paying for service on a month-to-month basis. So it's kind of everywhere. I seriously doubt you're going to find someone that just doesn't have any monthly payment, But if you do find someone, let me know. Would love to chat them up and see how they get through a day without a subscription. So I think closing out this video tonight, not a super long one, just kind of want to give you my 2 cents on subscriptions, what I've experienced so far. I don't think subscriptions are going away for a long time. I think everyone is transitioning to a subscription-based membership or service charge, or however you want to describe it. But I do think we need to, as a whole, become more intentional about the ones we keep, about the ones we actually utilize, or that just genuinely makes our lives easier, makes us happier, just a positive comes out of that subscription. Because, none of them feel expensive, when you look at it on a month-to-month. Like I said, you see that $5, $10, $15 a month payment, and you're like, that's not that bad. That's half an hour of work for me a day or whatever. But when you add them up all together, that's really when you notice that, it's death by 1,000 cuts. You are bleeding money slowly because you have 15 different subscriptions at $10 a month. So I'm ending it here, guys. I appreciate all the support on the latest couple videos. And as always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.